Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, 9 a.m. class. I'm going to do a gentle flow, which actually I've changed to do a little bit of stretching today. You're going to need a strap, which you could use a small towel as well if you don't have a strap. And we're also going to use a couple of blocks if you have them. But again, we can make some adjustments and you can just rest on your mat if you want to. So this class is for the free yoga community in Samui. Hope you enjoy it. Just come to a seated position on your mat. You may wish to sit up on a block if you have one. Just allow your knees to sit heavy down towards the ground. Your sit bones just resting on the block or the mat. Close your eyes. Your palms resting on your knees. Sitting nice and tall, lengthening through the spine. Just taking a natural breath. Grounding. Coming to the space around you. What sounds can you notice around you? In the distance? Or even nearby, in the room or the space where you are now. Does it feel cool or warm? Is there a breeze? Or is the sun shining on you? Try and relax the muscles in your face, muscles around your eyes, the space between your eyebrows, your jaw. Lengthen through your neck, but allow the shoulders to soften. Now start to notice your breath. Deep breath in, and then letting it go. Another deep breath in, and then letting it go. Bring one hand onto your belly. Another hand onto your chest, your heart space. See if you can feel the belly and the chest expanding as you inhale. And then falling away as you exhale. Slowing the breath down. Taking a deep, long inhale. And then letting it go. One more breath here. Release the hands. Come back to the knee. With your eyes closed, palms resting on your knees, just do some gentle rotations of the neck, the head. So putting the head forward, putting it to one side, to the back, to the other side, and then to the front. Just do 3 or 4 circles in your own time. And then go in the other direction. Just gently moving the head around. Just feeling the tension release, holding it if you need to in a certain area. And carrying on with the motion. Just do 1 more circle. And come back to stillness, opening your eyes. Put your hands down either side of you. If you're sitting on a block, of course, you can come off the block now if you like. Bring your hands down either side of you. Taking your right hand down onto the floor. Take your left hand over your ear and just stretch. Again, just go within your range where it's comfortable. If you're leaning over to the right, just think about how this left hip is sitting into the yoga mat and you're feeling that stretch down the left side of your body. Keep breathing here. And then coming back to the center and then changing sides. So take your left hand onto the floor, right hand over your ear and stretch over to the right. Again, that if you're leaning to the left, that right sit bone is pushing into the yoga mat. We're stretching up from the right hip up to the right shoulder. You can bend this left elbow if you like and come a little deeper if it's comfortable. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Coming back to the center, and we'll do 1 more on each side. So this time leaning over to the right. Left sit bone sitting into the mat. And just stretching to wherever feels comfortable. 3, 2, 1. And then changing sides. So left hand goes down, right hand up. Again, bending if you want to, but feeling that right hip bone pushing into the mat and lengthening down the right side of the body. Staying here for 3 more. Stretch the fingers out on that right hand. 2 more. 1 more, and then coming back to seat. Now, if you have that small towel or the strap near you, I'll show you how we do it with the strap this time, but of course you can always do it with the towel. We're going to do cow face. So you're going to take the strap into your left hand, put it up in the sky, to the air. Take the right hand behind you, reach for the strap, bend that elbow, and then just feel a nice stretch. Some of us don't need to use a strap, which is fine. Just stay here, have that elbow coming up. See if you can reach the fingers a little bit closer together and just feel a nice stretch. You can do this one standing up as well. You don't have to be seated. Three more. 2 more. 1, and then release, changing sides. So now we're going to put the strap in the right hand. The left hand goes behind the body. Allow this right hand to come behind the head so the elbow's bent. And then reach the fingers towards each other using the strap. And again, just holding the stretch here. Perhaps a stretch through the length of your spine, through your tricep, through your shoulder. Just staying here for another 3. soften into the stretch. 2, 1, and then release. Good job. Now we're going to take the strap and we're going to put it behind us. So we're 2 hands holding onto it like, and you can see I'm going to bring my fingers in towards each other and then to see if I can hold the stretch out behind me. You can see here, getting a nice stretch across the front of my shoulder blades. See if you can lift the hands up a little higher. Feel stretch across the front of the body. 1, and then release. You can put the strap to the side now. If you're standing, maybe you want to come back to a seated position. We're just going to do a couple of twists. Going to have our right hand come onto your left knee. The left hand goes behind you. Sit up tall and then just turn and twist and look over that left shoulder. So as you inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, twist the shoulders around a little more. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, twist. 1 more. And then release. And we'll go to the other side now. So taking your left hand, putting it onto your right knee, put your right hand behind you, sit up nice and tall. Inhale and then twist. Now lengthen and exhale. Just twist a little further. 1 more breath here. And then release. We're going to do a little just hug, I suppose, for our knees. So what we're going to do is straighten out the legs, bring your arms so they're hugging your knees here. And it's almost like the arms are pushing the knees in, but the knees are pushing the arms out. So you're going to be hugging here and just curling around into the spine. And so everything's like opposing. So the legs are pushing out, the knees are pushing out, the arms are pushing in. And then you get a nice stretch, hopefully through your lower back, maybe through your shoulders as well. Curling your body around like it's a little egg. Or maybe you're like squeezing inside a big basketball. Stay here for 3, 2, 1, and then release. Just give everything a little shake if you like. Maybe just turn and twist. Maybe rock and roll from one side to the other. Okie doke. So I'd normally do this at the end of the day, but it's quite a nice place to start also. We're going to have a nice chest opener. So it's a reclining fish pose. We're going to use 2 blocks here. So 1 block I'm going to place so that it goes directly behind my ribs here. So for women, it's probably around the bottom of where your crop top bra strap goes. So I'm going to place that here. I'm going to have another one. So it's just kind of, again, this way it's going to go underneath my head like here. I'm going to place that here. Now I'm just sitting upright. I'm going to get an idea of what the distance is. I'm going to come onto my elbows first. So supporting my back. Bring my body down onto the blocks. And if it doesn't feel like it's the right position, you can just make a little adjustment. Then reaching for this other block that goes under your head. And hopefully your blocks aren't as squishy as mine. Mine wobble around a little. Now you can just stay here with legs straight out in front of you. Or if you like, you can bring the heels closer in towards the groin, feet together into a butterfly pose and just have stretch through the inside of the groin, the adductors. Allow your palms to face up, shoulders sinking down. Closing your eyes if you like. And if it doesn't feel right, always come out of the pose, make some adjustments. We're going to stay here for another 2 minutes. A nice chest opener. yet the body's quite supported. Enjoy this time. Hopefully it's quiet surroundings where you are. Letting your body soften, relax. You spend a lot of time sitting, leaning forward. It's nice to just do the reverse. If the butterfly pose in your legs feels a bit strong, you can always just come back to straight legs. We'll stay here for another minute. Allow your jaw to relax. Maybe move your mouth around a little. Another 10 seconds, we're going to come out of this pose, but I want you to open your eyes and listen. To do so, make sure your elbows are into the yoga mat. I'm going to get you to just come up onto your elbows a little and then just roll onto your side. Just lay on your side for a few moments. And then pushing yourself back up to a seated position. Just watching the blocks that are next to you. We're going to move them away. We're just going to use one block now. We're going to do a stretch through the front of our hip flexors, so the front side of our hips. And to do this, come to a position just lying on your back, like a bridge pose. So bring the heels close towards your hips. And we're going to take the block, so you know it's the lowest level, middle, and obviously high. So we're going to take it to the lowest level first, especially if you've not done this before. Pull the belly into the spine so the core is engaged. Lift the hips up, and then place the block underneath the back of the hips, under your sacrum. That's a solid part of the bone. You can see if your hips are here, then the block's going to be directly behind you here. You can stay here. The knees are bent. You can have the palms resting out, facing up towards the sky. The next level of this pose is you can extend the legs, straighten the legs out, allow the ankles to fall out, and just feel a deeper stretch through the front of your hips, through your hip flexors. You don't want to feel any tension or pain through the lower back. If you do, then you always want to come back to a supported pose with the knees, or even taking the block away if you feel pain here. But again, if it's good for you, keep the legs straight. You just get a deeper stretch through the front of the hips. Maybe even down through the front of your quads, the big muscles on the front of the leg. Maybe even some of us just through the beginning of our core where the hip flexors attached in here. The next level of this pose, you can take your arms up above your head and extend through the stretch. But again, only doing this if your back feels supported and strong. At any stage, if it feels too much, then always come back. So with the arms by the side, or you can bend the knees. We're going to stay here for another minute, making sure you're comfortable and still. If your arms are above your head, just bring them back down so they're beside the body. If your legs are extended and straight, just bend one knee and bend the other knee. Bringing the heels closer towards your hips. Now, we're going to take the block out. So to do that, we're going to pull our belly in towards our spine, engaging the core. Lift your hips up, reach your hand down and take the block away. And then now lower the spine, one vertebrae at a time, down onto the mat. It's tailbone coming down last. What I want you to do is just hug the knees in. You can hug them one at a time or bring both in, and then just a gentle rock. Little massage on the spine. And then roll the other way. Take the heels down onto the yoga mat. Take them as wide, the feet are as wide as the yoga mat. And allow the knees just to fall down to one side and then to the other. And then come back to stillness. You're going to extend the right leg straight. And the left knee, we're going to bring it into our body. Just hugging that knee in towards your shoulder. Start with little circles on your ankle. Circling the foot in one direction. And then changing direction. Noticing any little clicks or tension. And then stopping. Now we're going to think about moving the knee, which actually means we're rotating through the hip joint. So we're moving that knee around to the side. And then circling the other direction. And then stopping. And then changing sides. So lowering the left foot down, extending the leg, bringing the right knee into the chest, just hugging it in towards your shoulder. And then rotating that ankle, turning the foot around, going through the ankle joint. You can do small circles or bigger circles. And then changing direction. Waking everything up. Now we're going to go through the hip joint, which means we're moving the knee. So the knee comes closer to the chest, to the side, and then around. Just do 3 or 4 big circles through the hip joint. And then change direction. Just noticing what the range of your hip is. One more circle. Stillness. And then lowering the heel down. Now we're going to reach for that strap or the towel. Doesn't matter if you've got a small towel or a strap here. We're going to extend the strap. Just bring mine to its fullest length here. We're going to bring that right foot up into the air, and we're going to put the strap just basically over the ball of the foot, so kind of over the 2 big knuckles of your foot. And just bring the leg up into the air. You can have the knee bent to begin with if you like. Have the heel facing up to the sky. And just allow the arms to be soft and just hanging here. Just feeling a nice stretch down the back of that hamstring. If you need to, you can breathe deeply down in. Imagine you're breathing all the way down to the hamstring, to the back of the leg. Let's bend the knee a little. Just have a little rest. And then extend the legs. See if you can bring the toes closer towards your nose. Just feeling a nice stretch down the back of the hamstring. Don't come too far where all you can think about is how long you've got to stay here. Just stay within your range. Now taking the strap, we've got them in both hands as you can see here. We're going to take the strap, we're going to put it into the right hand. Are we? Yeah, well actually I'm a bit struggling here. We're going to put the strap into the right hand. Put the left hand over onto the side and allow the body just to fall down. So that right foot's going over towards the left side. Just feel a stretch now down the outside edge of that right leg. What I've done is I've rolled over here so you can see, but I actually want to try, if I can, get my hips on the yoga mat. So the stretch is coming through from the leg, not from a spinal twist. Bring the leg back up to the center, and I'm going to make a little adjustment here so I don't hit the wall. Now we're going to take, straps go in the right hand, left hand goes onto your left hip. Now take that right leg over to the right side. Keep the left hip down onto the yoga mat, so it's pushing down. Don't allow the body to rotate like this. So the left hip stays grounded, the right leg can go down. You feel a stretch through the inside of the right thigh, the adductors, the groin area. And then bring the legs straight up. And then release the strap. We're going to change sides now. So I'm coming back onto my mat. So bringing the strap now, so it's over the ball of the left foot. Extending that right leg now straight. 2 hands holding onto the strap, you can see here. And just feeling a stretch, just a gentle one. This is the first stretch through the back of our hamstring, maybe even through your glutes, your calf. Have the heel pushing up towards the sky. Bend the knee a little, and then extend again. See if you can bring the toes a little closer, so stretching the back of the leg a little more. So now taking the straps into one hand here, maybe into your right hand, have the left hand just pushing down onto the floor. Allow that left foot to push down towards the right a little. So feel a stretch down the side here. But don't allow the body to roll yet. We're just doing a stretch down the edge of the leg, not a spinal twist yet. Again, extending through the heel. Bring the leg back up to center. Take the two straps into your left hand, so same hand as your leg. Bring your right hand, place it onto your right hip. So the right hip is being pushed down into the mat. And then allow that left foot to come down over towards the left side. Enough tension in the strap so that the foot feels supported. And you're getting a nice stretch through the inside of that left leg. Through the adductors, the groin. And making sure that right hip doesn't come off the ground. We'll stay here for another 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back up. Release the strap. Bring the knees down. And again, let's just do this little twist here. So feet as wide as the mat. Just coming down to one side and holding it here. Back to the center. And then to the other side. And then come back to stillness. We're going to do a nice stretch here for the back of the glutes and the hip. So if you feel any tight area through here, this is a really good stretch to do either at the beginning of the day or the end of the day. So having your feet quite close to your hips, like in a bridge pose. I'm going to take that left foot up so the knee comes close to the chest, and I'm going to bend and put that left ankle on top of the knee. You can allow that knee just to open. For some of us, this is enough of a stretch. Otherwise, I'm going to take the hands, we're going to reach through behind the right knee. I just feel a nice stretch. So pulling in. The stretch is going to be hopefully through the outside of the left hip, maybe through the left glute. Holding it here for 5 breaths. See if you can pull the knee in closer to the chest. 3 more breaths. The last breath. And then release. Allow that right foot to come down and release that foot down. And we're going to change sides. So for this one, we're going to take the right knee comes in towards the chest. That left ankle crosses over onto the left knee. You can see it pulls in through here. Now, this is enough for some of us. You can just reach here, or you can take the hands and reach in behind as well. But for me, I'm just going to stay here in this one, just holding the ankle and the knee in place. Pushing to get that stretch, this time down the outside of the right hip, the right glute. Again, staying here for another 5 breaths. Lowering the left foot down, taking the right foot down as well. And then bringing the knees in, have a nice little hug. Lowering the heels down. We're going to finish this class off just with a spinal twist. So if you have your feet quite close to the hips if you like, or you can lie with one leg straight and one leg bent if you'd like to. Lift the hips up and then rotate. So that come rolling onto the left side of the hip. Arms are straight either side of the body, and the gaze is looking over towards the right hand. So getting this nice twist all the way from the knees, around the hips, all the way up to the shoulder. You can close your eyes here. You can adjust the position of the knees if you want to have them closer to the chest. It increases the stretch, or a little further away. Takes the pressure off the stretch. Just finding somewhere that's comfortable for you to rest for 2 minutes. Hopefully you can feel the outside edge of the body, the hip that's facing up to the sky. Feel that side of the body lengthening and softening. I'm going to stay here for another minute. And then coming back to center. So pulling the belly into the spine as you roll back onto your back. Keeping the knees bent like they would be in a bridge. And we're going to roll to the other side. So if you pull the belly in, lift the hips up, roll onto the right side of your body. Have those knees coming in towards the chest. The idea is that the shoulders are firmly on the yoga mat and the hips are perpendicular. If your knees are facing over towards the right, have your gaze, your eyes looking over towards the left. You can close your eyes here. One side might feel different to the other side, and that's okay. Also, we're at the beginning of the stretch here. If we hold this for a couple of minutes, you'll start to feel the area around your hips softening, lengthening. Just staying here for another minute. And then coming back to center. So pull the belly in, roll the hips back. Make any little movement you might want just to kind of settle down through the spine. And then just notice your body, the hips. Hopefully feel a little looser, a little more stretchy and flexible through the hips. Extend the legs now. Come into your final relaxation, Shavasana. Have the ankles falling out. Arms beside the body. Palms facing up to the sky. Closing your eyes. And relax. Becoming aware of the space around you. The sounds around you. Inviting a little movement into your body. Maybe wriggling the toes, fingers. Stretching the arms above the body for a lovely good morning stretch like this. In your own time, bending the left knee and rolling onto the right side of the body, using your right shoulder as a pillow. Just taking a few moments here. Keeping your eyes closed, coming back up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, crossed legs, palms resting on the knees. What do you notice about your body now? A little scan starting at the top of your head, down through the neck and shoulders, lower back, hips, knees, and down to your ankles and feet. Hopefully some of the tension that you might have been holding in some of these areas is gone or reduced. The body and the mind feeling a little more relaxed. The mind calm. The breath slow, easy. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Thank you for joining in this class today. Taking the time for yourself. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. And if you enjoyed this class, please share. Share it on your social media and encourage your friends to come along and join some of the free yoga community Samui classes in Samui. We appreciate your support. Thank you.